All right. Well, we're recording a video while driving, and I wanted to talk about driving with Google Glass on because it's important. A lot of people are going to try it with driving, and there's a lot of angst. Is it more dangerous to drive while wearing glass than not? Keep in mind, ahead of me is not Google Glass. So I'm looking at the car ahead of me without looking through the glass. The glass is actually sitting up above, sort of like my rear view mirror is sitting above my windshield, right? I look through this way, and the glass is sitting up here. And most of the time, the glass is off. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. The glass doesn't show you stuff all the time. It shows you stuff only when you turn it on by touching it, or by talking, or by raising your head up, which then turns it on, and then you can talk to it. And you can say, get directions to, or something like that. Some things I've learned about the glass. It's not as nice as a display in front of you, like this. For some reason, because it's moving around, it's more distracting that way. So I would never use it to look at a map while I'm moving. This is actually a little bit less distracting, but it's better than looking down here at this screen. So this screen is sort of like a poor man's Google Glass, because it's close to the same eye range as the car in front of us, right? So the trick is to keep your eyes sort of in this space here, keep looking ahead. If you start looking down, then all of a sudden you're opening yourself up to something bad happening, because the car could slam on his brakes in front of you, and if you're focused down here, you're not paying attention to here. Now, if you're paying attention to here, you can still see the car in front of you, right? That's pretty good. And the Google Glass is pretty close to this, only it's moving around as I move my head around. So the screen is, moving around a little bit. I find it's a little disconcerting. The nice thing with the maps in the glass, though, is it reads to you. So there's a little speaker in the glass. And it also shows you the orientation of the map based on where you're headed. This does pretty well at that, but the glass, especially when you're walking around, it's really nice to have that map right there in front of you, and it's useful. I like Waze. By the way, I'm using Waze here because Waze shows me accidents and shows me traffic and shows me where the cops on the road are and stuff like that. Very, very nice. Now, you're getting an idea of, I'm driving with this thing, and it's not a big deal. In fact, I'm driving with it while it's recording, and I can sort of see the video up on top, but I'm not forced to pay attention to it, which is really something you understand when you get it. But before I got it, I was expecting to look through it a lot more, and expecting it to augment and do things with the road. No. It's almost always off, and there's a clear glass or acrylic screen right here on top of my eye, which I do not look through. And that's why I think it's going to be fairly safe for driving. Now, obviously, if you're going to read your email, or you're going to look at, a text or something, or a tweet or something, that's going to be more distracting, because you're going to have to take your eye off the road and look up at this glass, and then you're going to cognitively get engaged with the text, which will be dangerous. So, unfortunately, there's no way to turn off the texting pieces of this while you're moving. Because right now, if I was looking at a text or an article that comes in or something like that, and I start playing with my glass, all of a sudden my mind is not focused on the job at hand, which is making sure I don't hit anything and I stay legal. So you can get yourself in trouble with Google Glass, but it's safer than looking down at a screen like this and start playing with Facebook or Twitter or texting. This is highly distracting, and you can't, when you start focusing in on a text here, your mind really gets, first of all, your eyes aren't looking at the road, and second, you really get distracted. So it's better than this. It's not perfect. Use it with caution. I know I do. I usually keep it off while I'm driving. But it's something that you're going to want to try. Everybody who's going to get this is going to drive with it. And we'll see how the laws change and how the science changes, because I'm sure, we're going to study accident rates with these things on. The problem is we don't live in a world only with Google Glass. We have these things to distract us. We have these things to distract us. We have dashboards to distract us. We have coffee spilling on us to distract us. So there's lots of other factors that come into play when it comes to distracted driving. But I think this is way safer than looking down at a navigation system, and about the same safety as a smartphone that's on the windshield like this, which, by the way, is illegal. I'm breaking the law here in California. You're not supposed to have anything on the windshield, but I find this to be safer than any other configuration I can think of. See you later. More from Google Glass coming soon. Thanks, Rackspace, for buying these for me. Check out our open cloud.